Hey everybody, welcome to Geekoholics.com, episode 110. I'm your host Rico, here with my co-host,
Mr. Dane Cody.
We get together once a week, talk about video games, TV, movies, and whatever the hell we like.
That we do.
And this week, my friend, we're going to be talking about that E3 hype train.
Yeah, man. The hype train.
The choo-choo train.
Sounds so budget.
The E3 hype train. Woo woo.
Yeah. Because that's happening next week.
Yeah, less than a week now.
Yeah. Wow. That really snuck up on me.
Oh, I just got this question in. At Rick F asks, Dane Cody, how do you feel about that asshole Rico going to E3 last minute?
Guy's a fucking asshole. I hate you so much.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere, eh?
Yeah, the hell happened there, man?
I was humming and hawing, and obviously, reasons as to why I kind of changed my plans. But then, next scene, I had totally given up on going to E3, partly due to accommodations and other stuff. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, here's a free badge. Well, I have a badge. I guess I got to go now. And then next scene, I'm on Reddit and trolling all kinds of forums looking for people to share rooms or sleep on their frickin' floor. And yeah, I managed to find a place, and yeah, I bought a ticket, and now I'm going to E3.
You're a dick.
Yeah, my wife is not that impressed.
I can imagine she's not too impressed.
Well, the plan was to go, but then kind of fell apart, and then it magically came back together again. Bunch of stuff lined up. So yeah, man, it's freaking cheap to go down there right now.
You're a son of a bitch.
The flight was only $330 return.
Wow, that is pretty cheap.
That's really cheap. That was part of the reason.
Is that straight from Victoria?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Anyway, for any last minute, I managed to put together a couple good appointments, so I'm not too upset. A lot of people don't have space, though, but whatever.
Right.
I go for the spectacle. I like to watch. Back to... yeah, our show, man. I'm going to E3. This is crazy. We're going to be doing predictions. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Obviously, we get together a week, talk about a bunch of shit. But before we even get to that, we usually start the show with our drinking section, our designated drinking section, because you can't be a geekaholic without being an alcoholic. And Dane, what are you drinking?
Tonight I'm drinking Hendrick's gin with a little lime soda water.
Nice.
Yeah, it is nice. It's refreshing. Kind of a warm day. Kind of warm in our apartment, so it's kind of a nice, crisp, clean drink.
I'm drinking a good old C&C Crown and Coke.
Nice.
I'm like, I got this giant bottle of Crown Royal.
You should do something about that.
I got some Coke. I'm going to drink it.
Well played.
Yeah, it's not bad. I made it a little strong, but eh.
Can you really make it too strong? I mean...
yeah, there was way too much Crown. There was barely any Coke. But
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so how do you want to do this? Do you want to start with the E3 hype train predictions first? Do you want to do the regular show and then get into that at the end? What do you think?
I say we do what you've been playing. Then we get into our E3 predictions, and then we slide into the news.
And then the regular news. Okay.
And then our questions.
That sounds good.
We could kind of, if we have E3 questions, we can kind of slide them into our E3 stuff, I think, too.
Yeah. I don't have anything too exciting to report over the weekend. Just busy planning here for the kid's birthday and stuff, so I didn't get anything exciting. But I did play a bunch of games.
Well, lucky you.
I played a bunch of PUBG. I like that game.
Did you get a chicken dinner?
I didn't get a chicken dinner. But
loser.
I'm getting close.
You You're chipping away at it every little bit.
I've had 3 top 10 finishes now.
Okay.
8, 9, and 10.
Oh wow.
So 8's the lowest I've came, and man, I probably could have done a lot better. I lost that round to the effing force field. We talked.
That can happen.
What's the last time we talked about PUBG? A couple weeks ago.
Yeah, we briefly touched on it last week.
Yeah. So for those of you who
said you were still playing, but that was about it.
Yeah, I wasn't playing it as I played. It's all I've been playing the last 3 or 4 days. It's all I want to play.
Okay.
It's actually pulled me away from Persona.
I thought you
Nope.
beat Persona.
I'm on the last palace. I'm close to beating Persona.
Okay. Oh, right. Last time we talked, you said you were going to beat it.
Yeah.
And then you didn't.
That was the plan, and then PUBG happened.
You're a liar.
Then PUBG happened.
Such a liar.
So PLAYERUNKNOWN'S
Dirty liar.
Battlegrounds, for those of you who missed the episode where I talked about it originally, it's probably one of the more popular games on Twitch right now being streamed, and just in general, they sold like a bajillion copies. It's
Yeah, I think I read somewhere that they were upwards of 3 million now.
It's 100-man free-for-all. You're airdropped into this big map.
Battle Royale.
And you start with no weapons, and away you go. You find rifles, pistols, sniper rifles, machetes, knives, crowbars, frying pans, whatever. And I believe the weapons are random spawns, I think.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, because I've been to some of the same places and the weapons have been different. But yeah, it's not the prettiest game, we've said. It runs really well on my machine, and I'm playing on ultra wide. I don't know if that's an advantage or a hindrance.
I would think it would be an advantage because you can see more, especially on the sides,
a little more
right?
peripheral. I think so too. But yeah, so I'm been totally getting into the loop of this game, like grabbing my weapons, plotting my next space that I'm going to head to, because if you miss the episode, what happens is they drop you on this big map, but you can't just sit there. There's this circle that appears, and every few minutes there's this blue energy force field that comes in and closes in on the circle.
Oh, okay.
And at the start of the game, it's really big, so you could be spread out pretty far on this map. And then it gets smaller and smaller, after little set intervals. And eventually it gets to like a tiny circle. And it's never the same place, so it's not always the same.
Right.
It can start in different corners of the map. It could very well be in the center of the map. It could be off to any of the sides or whatever. The big thing with this game is when you come down, a bunch of you are parachuting at the same time. There's a strategy of when you jump out of the plane because it's flying over the map. And
do you jump out really quick,
no,
or do you hold off till the end?
The times I've jumped out really quick are really tough because there's a lot of people who like jumping out really quick, and I think that it's pretty crazy because at that point it's lotto to you went in the right building, or two you guys raced and one got a gun and you got a freaking crowbar and you're done. So I've done a few rounds trying that. It isn't bad. I usually get a couple kills, but there's usually so many people around that you end up getting shot and you don't even know where it came from. So, you know what I mean? You kind of don't know. You don't have your bearings quite yet.
Okay, yeah.
I like to go more closer to the middle and usually like a small grouping of buildings, not like super populated spots.
Okay.
But yeah, I had some awesome kills this game. Oh my god. I had my first fist. I beat a guy down. We both we're racing into a building we landed outside of, and I'm like, I'm just going at this guy. So I just beat him down with my fist. I figured if I punched him first, even if he started punching me, I would kill him before he could kill me, right? Because I'd be ahead in the damage. He was like, he was rushing.
Especially if you punch him in the head.
Yeah, like he was rushing into the building, the house that we happened to land out, and there was nothing there. There was no weapons inside. So he was hoping that there would be a gun that he'd pick up, reload, and shoot me. But there was nothing. So I'm sitting there punching him, and then he starts punching me, and it's like, and he's down. And I go into the next building, find some good guns. There's this other guy who just walks around the corner, and I'm like, brah! And I'm like, okay, this is good. I'm like, oh, this guy had some good shit. I'm like, got ballistic face mask. I've got like a level 2 backpack. Got an AK-47. Oh, there's a Jeep. I'm gonna jump in that. Go across a little gas station. I'm gonna freaking check out. Some guy comes around the corner at the gas station, and he's got nothing still. I'm like, oh my god. So I start shooting at him, and he's like trying to run away from me. And I'm just like, oh, this is hilarious.
You just gunned him down in cold blood.
He was all sporadic, so it was hard to hit him, so I stopped shooting at him.
Because you didn't want to waste
And I didn't want to waste ammo, and plus shooting gives away your position. But you can change the weapons from, like, depending on the weapon, like auto, burst, or just single shot.
Okay.
So I had an M16, and it does a 3-round burst, which is good at close range, but not so good at farther range. So I just put it to single, and I'm like, I'm just going to wait a little bit. And like, he doesn't have anywhere he can go. And then for whatever reason, it just seems easier to shoot him as he was like trying to run away up this hill, and it was just like, pluck, pluck. And then he just falls down. I'm like, yeah. I had so much fun. I had so many good kills. I was doing awesome. I learned a few things. Grenades blow up doors.
Oh.
Shotguns blow through doors. So when someone thinks they're really sneaky, sitting outside the door waiting to come in the building, well, you could just cut the door in half with a shotgun. That makes for a fun way of killing people.
I could see that. Or drop a grenade right at the door.
Yeah, I found out that grenades blew up doors because I was hiding in a building because I knew there was a guy outside, and I just hear this explosion. And then next scene, there's no door, and then another grenade comes flying through the door, and then I'm forced to run out. And I actually killed him, but I was like, oh my god. I had so many wicked kills. I had so much fun. Oh, this game is so cool. I'm so addicted. Because I'm doing really well, I'm usually getting about 4 or 5 kills a game.
Right.
I don't know how many. Like, some people have different strategies. There's the guys who go all out, or you can camp. Like, some people try to get close to the center of the map and just camp till the end, and they actually really don't kill many people, if any, until the end. I haven't done the camping. I did a couple games of the camping, but I find it's really boring. And I don't know. I think it's kind of
well, yeah, because I mean, the maps. How long do the matches usually last? Like, do they go on for quite a while?
When you're in the top 10, I think they go closer to 20 minutes.
Okay, so if you manage to make it to close to the end, they can get a little
go
on
longer,
for a bit.
Yeah.
No, that's fair.
Yeah. So the game that I got up to 8th, I made a mistake. I was doing really well. I had a Jeep, and I was going like from like building plot to building plot. Usually buildings are in little clusters. You have like a house or a little shed or like a smaller house, or there's apartment buildings, there's military bases. There's all kinds of random stuff. And there's like straight up like dense town areas. And I'm like, yeah, nope. Way too many. That's just like a death trap, right?
Right. Try to avoid that.
So on my good run, I had this Jeep, and I was like going from little building group to little building group. And there's a couple times where I would run into people. And a big thing in this game is the sound. So if you're running, it's pretty obvious you can hear someone. As opposed to when
you're playing it with headphones with positional audio, I assume.
Yeah. And when you crouch, you're quieter, but you can still make noise if you're not really slow walking. It's harder to tell where someone is if they're crouching, but if they're not totally super, you can hit control and you'll go even slower. And I don't know if that's 100% silent, but it's like, oh, I just heard something. Usually that means there's someone around you and they're trying to be sneaky. So obviously you hear when they open doors and stuff, and it's like, oh, I just heard a door. Oh, there's someone around here. And I've gotten pretty good at telling when people are near me or coming around me. So anyway, with this game, I was going from building to building. It was awesome because I'd pick up like more ammo. I found a better sight and a better gun. And it's like, oh, I hear a guy. And I look, and I was like, oh, here he comes. But he's like looking the other direction. And I'm like, just mow him. He has no idea where he came from. There was one game where 2 guys were like fighting each other. And I was shooting the guy in between me and the other guy. And I actually waited for him to kill the other guy, and then I killed him. Because I'm like, well, if he takes care of the other guy, I don't have to worry about it. And it's like, oh, he's down. One shot.
So what you're saying is a large part of that game is knowing when to keep your mouth shut and when hold off on things and let people deke it out.
Totally. I had a wicked amazing long shot with a AK, some guy trying to get into a Jeep. There's a Jeep in the middle of a field near the end of the game, and there's no vehicles except for the one by me. And I kind of I don't position my vehicles too close to the building. I almost put them in a window, so if someone tries to get it to like drive towards the middle of the map, I'll just mow them down. It's almost like a trap. But there was another Jeep past my vehicle in the middle of the field, and there was guys trying to get it, and I just sat there like sniping them. Because they just kill one guy, and then another guy doesn't know that someone else died there, or they don't immediately notice that their loot's there. And it's, and it's like just attracting like bees to honey. It's so good. Oh, I had such great games. I think one of my best kills, besides a long snipe, was me and this guy were in this building, and I could hear him. He was upstairs, and I was downstairs, and he knew I was downstairs because whatever he was doing, he was moving around upstairs, and I can tell he's up there, and it's okay. He has no way down unless he jumps down, which will probably give me an advantage. I don't know. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to get this guy. I'm like, oh, I haven't used one of these. Smoke grenade. So I threw a smoke grenade up the stairs and just smoked the whole top floor. I waltz up.
Oh, wow,
I waltz
nice.
up there, and you can't see until something's immediately on top of you. He's facing the wrong way. I'm like, oh, say hello to my little friend. Just sawed him in half with a shotgun. Yeah, that was
very
good.
nice.
That kill was awesome because there was so much strategy, and I actually pulled it off. I was like, yeah. I'm pretty good. I think I'm pretty good at the game. I don't know. I was just having a really good run. Like I kept getting better. Like I came in 10th, and then I came in 9th, and then I came in 8th. And I'm like, okay,
So you're thinking it's only a matter of time to get that chicken dinner at this rate.
That strategy, the style that I'm using is working, and I think that's just. I'm so choked because, like, on the 8th kill, like I said, again, I didn't finish what I meant to say, but I was near the point where the circle was its smallest, but the blue energy field came in, and I thought I had time to, like, wait until it got close to me, but it does a fuck ton more damage at that point of the game. So
it's pretty ruthless towards the end of the match.
Yeah, so it just totally obliterated me. I had full life, full gear, and I'm like, I'm gonna cruise in on the wave into the circle and just go guns blazing. Because where this circle was,
but you waited too long.
Where this circle was closing in on was just an open field. There was nowhere to hide, so it was just going to be like a straight out Mexican standoff. So I was hoping my plan was, I was going to pull in with my car real close to the wall of energy closing in and just be like, just spray everyone down.
Man, such is the way of the PUBG, yo.
It's a fun game. I'd like to try it with someone else, like duos or even team, to see how that goes.
Fair enough.
What have you been playing, my friend?
Dude, I played real life Mario Kart.
Oh, yeah. You went to the racetrack.
Yeah. So on Saturday, I went out to the racetrack and we raced karts, which was awesome. And not just, how would I explain this? It wasn't like, a lot of people have probably gone and, like, you know, you go do the go-karts and the indoor thing or the little, like, outdoor one or whatever. This was proper. These were proper karts.
The fast ones.
Yeah, not crazy fast, because there's multiple levels of karts. So there's the karts that we were racing, then there's the Rotax karts, which are above those ones. They have a little bit more acceleration than the ones that we had. And then there's the junior Rotax, the senior Rotax, and then there's what they call shifter karts. And the shifter karts have an incredible acceleration. There was the track that we were at here in Chilliwack. it's got a front straight, and when we were getting close to the end of the straight, we were doing about 84, 85 kilometers an hour. The guys in the shifter carts can do double that down that straight. They can hit 160 by the end of that straight.
80 in a go-kart must feel like super fast.
Yeah, you're hauling.
Being that low to the ground, it must be like,
oh yeah, it's awesome. It was super cool. So, we were there. Day almost looked like it was going to be a wash, but it turned out, because what happened was my boss set it up, and we were supposed to go there and meet up with a racing team that was going to essentially lend us some of their carts so that we could race for the day. And then as we were sitting there, we were waiting, and then finally we were like, what's going on? Like, this guy's not here yet. And then we found out that he was actually in a accident down in the States, and he was in the hospital. He had like his cart flipped, and he had like broken ribs and all kinds of stuff. So he was not there, but one of his friends was there, and so we managed to borrow a couple carts still from them, as well as there was another race team there that was gracious enough to lend us a couple other carts for the day that we could race on. And I actually ended up borrowing one of their carts. It was super cool. It's full suits, helmets, neck braces, like the full experience.
Those were like,
it was
they
super
were like,
cool, man.
Like open wheel, like not the not the wussy like big plastic ones.
They're all open wheel, baby. Like you do not want to be rubbing or touching other people when you're playing or when you're racing those ones. That's for sure. So yeah, I had a couple. I've throughout the whole day, I got the full racing experience. I started the day off. My kart was flawless. It was great. I did a couple races. Things were looking good for me. Then I actually broke down on a couple races. I had my one race, my chain snapped. Another race, I actually had my chain come off the sprocket in 2 races.
Oh, geez.
And then on the last race, after I got all that stuff sorted, on the last race, like, things were going like super good. I was like doing very well, looking like I could maybe take it. And I had a guy, he freaking crashed into me from the back.
Oh, jeez.
Took me out on a corner.
Was that one of your guys
and
or someone else?
No, it was like we were racing with mostly our guys, but there was a couple other guys that were noobs, kind of like us. And one of them was, I don't know what, like, where he was, because I was looking ahead, because I had a guy in front of me. So I came into the corner and I was deaccelerating as I came into the corner. And then just as I was getting ready to, like, exit the corner, that's when this guy, like, more or less came in from it'd be my back right corner. And he crashed into me on that side, but the way that his cart, it like slid up onto my engine and stuff.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So that ended up like with me in the grass and him on top of like my cart, which was kind of a pain. And I was like, you son of a bitch. I'm like, I was doing like so good. And like, I look back and he's out of his cart and he's like pulling his cart off of mine. And I'm like, son of a bitch. And then I look back again, because I was going to say, hey man, why don't you, because like my engine, I'd like shut it off or whatever it did in the crash. I was like, I turned back and I was going to say, hey man, do you want to like give me a pull here? Like, let's get racing again. Well, as I turn around, I realize my engine's on fire.
Oh, Jesus.
So as I go to turn to like pull myself out of the cart, the race marshal was already right there and he was just hauling me out of the cart. Like he yanked me out of that thing so fast. So I get up and I turn around, and already, like, I could see the flames that already, like, it was increasing in size rather rapidly. He grabbed the fire extinguisher and put it out. I felt super bad though, because like it was a borrowed car that, wasn't mine, but it is what it is, and it wasn't my fault, so I didn't feel as bad, because like, to be fair, I hadn't left the track all day. Like, I didn't spin out onto the grass. Like, it had been a good day.
His buddy rear-ended you.
Yeah, exactly. It was a bit of a fluke accident. I talked to the guy from the racing team that I was borrowing the car from, and he said his son had been racing for 8 years, and he said he's never seen that happen or anything like that happen before. So it was a bit of a bit of a crazy one. So
hit you pretty hard, eh?
Well, actually, what happened is the way that his cart slid up onto the top of my engine.
Because he hit your wheels in the back or something?
No, it was actually the way his cart slid up on top of my engine, and because of the way that the impact pushed the intake manifold, it bent it forward, and the fuel line, they use like rubber / plastic fuel lines
right into the fuel line and melted it,
and it got pushed onto the exhaust and it melted. And then of course, so like after he pulled it off,
gas on it.
Yeah, even though the engine was turned off, there was enough like drops of fuel like still left in there to, not really even drops, but there was enough fuel in there to
that would be
drip onto
hot.
the.
It would, yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly. So it went up pretty quick. So yeah. So like I said, I kind of got the whole experience all in one day.
Good racing.
Had some good races, crash racing. Like, yeah. So, but man, what an experience! It was incredible.
And it didn't.
One of the guys, No, it was not cheap. It was $50 for the track fee, and that goes to the racetrack. And then it was I paid $250 to the race team to essentially borrow their car for the day. But it was money well spent. I would gladly do it again in a heartbeat. Yeah, it was no questions asked.
No. That's cool.
Oh yeah, no, I was there. We got there like 8:30, and we didn't leave there till 5:30.
You guys should have got like red shells and blue shells and stuff.
Yeah, it wasn't like, that's the thing. Like, it was a serious racetrack. Like, there was a lot of racing teams there, and like there was not people horsing around like that. Like,
That's awesome.
There were some people there because how it works is like there's a practice day and then there's the race day. So we were there on the practice day. So like what they were doing is they'd split all the people that were there up into groups, and then they would essentially allow each group to go out for a set amount of time. And then they would call that group in, and then the next group would go out. And that's just to keep like the guys like us in the slower carts from impeding the guys in the really fast carts. So they kind of kept the groups together. So we were in the specific size carts, and then the guys in the Rotax carts went out together, and the guys in the shifter carts. And then there was like what they call the juniors, which were like little kids, essentially between like the ages of, I think it's like 8 and 12 or something like that, with their carts. So and that way, nobody gets seriously injured because they're screwing around.
Where was that track?
It's in Chilliwack. It's called the Gordon Murray Raceway.
So that's something you have to pre-arrange, right? You can't just show up and be like, we want to race go-karts.
Not at all. It's like I said, it's not like a track like you would think of when you think of go-karts. Yeah, you think like, I'm going to call ahead and just make an appointment
and club and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So, but it was cool. Madonna Racing, those were the guys that I was borrowing a car from. They're amazing. They were really good.
That's cool. They're probably like, I don't want your $250 back. I want my not melted car.
Luckily, it was just the intake manifold. The rest of the engine was fine, so that was good. But his son was telling me that apparently in the Rotax carts, on the one turn, he's hitting over 3 Gs on the one corner.
Jeez.
Yeah, man. Like, it's incredible.
Have you seen those clips where the guys are racing the go-karts and the one guy like goes over the tires and basically goes like airborne?
I've seen that. It's
like, oh my god.
Yeah. So it was great. It was incredible. It was like I wanna go again. It was like super intoxicating, man.
That's cool.
The feeling of like the carts that I was racing didn't have like incredible acceleration, but once they got going, the idea is you want to keep that speed as much as you can. But the amount of grip and stuff on those corners and the braking that they can do is unreal. Like, it's like, oh man,
that's sweet.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing. Like, once your tires get warm, you can
do some insane shit.
Like, you're like looking at S curves and you're not lifting off the throttle. You've got the throttle all the way to the floor. You're not touching the brake, and you're just going through these crazy S's and stuff. And like you're talking to your friends or whatever, and they're like, "Yeah, man, I like once my tires were warm, I was like ripping through there." And I'm going like, "Are you serious? You could do?" And then I'm doing it, and I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna die!"
Yeah, I like just the game changing.
Oh yeah, but like it's nuts. It was like awesome.
Nice.
So
Mario Kart IRL, that's what you've been playing.
Totally, exactly.
Good thing you didn't kill yourself.
Yeah, and as far as video games, I still just been playing the stupid Heroes of the Storm.
I've been meaning to play it. And
getting my dailies, man. It's such an easy thing for me to play a few games in the morning before I go to bed. It's great. It's like, you got 15, 20 minutes? I'll just grab a quick game, and, it's good.
Besides PUBG, I've been playing the game of emailing people, so...
Yeah, I can imagine that's a real fun game.
I guess with that, we can get into E3 Hype Train! Come on, everyone. Yeah. E3, Jesus Christ. How many days by the time this goes out? Friday, E3 technically starts like Saturday. That's stupid.
Yeah,
it doesn't.
Technically, E3 doesn't start till Monday, but yeah, it's weird. There's people dropping stuff on the Saturday now, as well as we got press conferences on Sunday as well now. Like, I
had a schedule here, and I gotta find it. Yeah, Saturday is EA. So they're 12 p.m. to lunchtime. Well, I guess it makes sense. So it's the middle. So they're having like a 2-day event, Saturday, Sunday, which I think might be open to the public. That's in Hollywood, so that isn't even in like the E3 or LA downtown area where everything else is. Microsoft has their press conference on Sunday, 2 p.m.
Wait, Microsoft on Sunday?
Yeah, they changed it to Sunday because they used to be Monday morning.
Right, because they always went before Sony, and then Sony was Monday afternoon or Monday evening.
The last time I went to E3 was 2013. There was no... Bethesda didn't have a show.
Right.
And it went something like Microsoft, EA, Ubisoft, and then Sony, and it was like bum, 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 all on Monday. Right. And Nintendo used to do... maybe in 2013 was the last Nintendo press conference, or maybe that was the first year they did Directs. I can't remember.
I want to say that was the first year they did Directs, because there was a photo of you with a bunch of their stuff, but it wasn't like their big, crazy E3 booths of yore.
Yeah, I can't remember, dude.
Yeah.
No, yeah, they had they didn't have a press conference that year. That's right. They just had like a press thing in the morning, and the direct or whatever. So they're always Tuesday morning. The same thing applies, but they're doing the Nintendo Direct on Tuesday morning, 9 a.m. Sunday.
I'm hearing it's going to be fairly short.
Yeah, that's rumor. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm hearing like a half an hour.
Microsoft, Sunday 2. Bethesda, Sunday night, 9 p.m.
Weird.
Wow, that's really late, that seems.
That was like theirs last year, though.
I feel like it was like 7.
No, I want to say... No, well, maybe it was a little bit earlier, but I want to say it was right around that time at least.
Devolver indie game guys are doing their own thing on Sunday as well. There's a PC gaming show on Monday at 10, Ubisoft at 1 on Monday, and then Sony at 6 on Monday. And then basically Tuesdays when the show starts. Opened up, obviously, by the Nintendo thing. Like you said, the rumor that their Nintendo Direct is only half an hour.
Wow.
Well done. If it is only half an hour, it could have a lot of games. Yeah, I guess people are speculating because apparently, their Treehouse stream starts at 9:30?
Okay.
I think that's where people have figured it's only half an hour. Because the Nintendo Live, their live streaming from the show floor starts at 9:30. So that's where people are like, well, it's only half an hour. So, yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
With that being said, do you have any predictions, my friend?
Oh, man. Like I kind of said a little bit before the show.
Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo. We don't have to worry about everyone else.
Yeah.
Bethesda's going to have something new. I mean, there's lots of
things that I would love to see, but like as far as like what's gonna actually happen, I think let's see here. Let's start with Microsoft because obviously they go first, sort of a thing. I think Microsoft is gonna obviously unveil this Project Scorpio. They're gonna give it a name. We're finally gonna find out what its official name is, whether or not it's gonna be called Project, Xbox Scorpio or what they're going to call it. I heard a rumor or saw a rumor that there was an S logo leaked that somebody was saying, "Oh, this is going to be for the new console," but I don't know. I mean, we already know the specs, so it's really just like what is it going to look like?
Date, a price, and what the final box looks like.
Yeah, exactly. I think they're going to come out and they're going to show that off. They're going to go on about how powerful it is and how great 4K is, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, 4K 60,
I don't think
4K 60, 4K 60.
Yeah, I don't think they're really going to talk too much about VR, if at all. It wouldn't surprise me if we don't hear Microsoft say anything about VR, except that Xbox Scorpio is going to support it at some point. Because my thoughts for Microsoft is that they're probably going to hold off and see how their mixed reality glasses go later on this fall. And if those go well and they can get it to a point where they feel comfortable, then I can see them moving it maybe next year onto their console. But I don't think that we're going to see them announce or release anything this year. As far as games go, I don't really know. We just got a Gears. I don't think we're gonna see a Halo, the next Halo game until next year. We're probably
their big franchises have all like come out recently, so it's kind of soon for them to show their hand in any of those.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know.
Everyone's speculating that they gotta show Crackdown 3. Like, at this point, I don't even care about Crackdown 3. Since they've showed...
I think if they don't show Crackdown 3 here, at least in some form, I think that's going to be pretty telling.
They teased it a couple of years ago now. There's been no progress. They haven't showed anything. To me, that just screams of a game that's in troubled development. Because if they had something good going on there, there's no way they would have held back.
I hear that the rumor is that what they've done is they've pulled out the Azure cloud stuff and moved it out of the single player, and they're only using that for multiplayer now. Thus to keep it so that people who don't have decent internet connections can still play the game. So that is a large part of what I've been sort of hearing rumblings about. That is a big reason why this shift has happened, because it's been a big like technology shift where they went like, oh yeah, it's going to be always on. We're going to use the Azure cloud. It's going to be crazy. And I think and by the sounds of it, they're still going to use some of that, but it's only going to be in multiplayer for the destructibility and for all that kind of stuff. So I think, like you said, I think they have to show it.
I could be eating my words, but I honestly don't have a lot of faith in that game being any good.
I don't know. I mean, the first Crackdown was great. Yep. The second one was terrible. Yep. I shouldn't say terrible. The second one was just underwhelming.
I think everyone has an affinity for Crackdown, just because of the timing, it was new, but I think everyone remembers it being better than it actually was.
I think you got to ask yourself, how much do you want to run around and grab orbs?
Yeah, like the open world games.
Like at the time, that was super cool. It was this huge game, and you'd run around and grab the orbs.
You're like Superman. You couldn't do that.
Yeah,
the open world games have come so far since that first game, and open world games with like meaningful story and gameplay mechanics. You know, it used to be, oh wow, this game is huge and you can go up and down and all over the place, but it's more than just that now, right? The gimmick of an open world has like grown so much since the original Crackdown has come out. I don't want it to suck. I would hope it would be a really good game. I just don't have any faith. I don't see good signs. Good games usually they're showing good stuff, and they showed nothing, and that's not a good sign. That's never a good sign.
Yeah,
I was thinking. I mean, you know, they're gonna show something Halo because they have to, because it's Microsoft, and you think so? They're gonna tease some kind of dumb trailer. It's obviously
I could see like
it's gonna be a teaser trailer. It's not. I don't know. Not gonna be on the show floor.
Yeah, like very, very much teaser, almost like a Halo logo with like the Master Chief's helmet or something. Because
they're going to have to remind everyone. It's like, oh,
Halo 6.
Microsoft is,
is in development. Not that anybody thought that they wasn't.
The house that Halo built. So they'll have a teaser. I was really struggling trying to think of like out of left field. Like, is there any random title that they could...
Is it too early to see what the guys over... the Mad Max developers, is it too early to see what they're up to now?
Is it Avalanche? Is it Avalanche?
No, those are the guys that are doing Crackdown.
I don't even remember who the hell made Mad Max, because I didn't play it. So
sorry, not Mad Max, Max Payne.
Oh, Remedy.
Yeah.
From what I understand, their next game is not going to be platform exclusive. I swear I saw an interview somewhere that their next game is not going to be platform exclusive. When was Quantum Break last year?
That was not too far away from the beginning of the Xbox One, so
it came out last year, I think.
Yeah.
I think it came out last spring, 2016.
Okay, then maybe it is too far away yet, or too soon. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I think when it comes, like, it wouldn't surprise me if we get a new Forza game maybe announced. I don't think it will be coming this year. I mean, we just got, was it Horizon 3 that came out this year?
Oh, there's going to be
it wouldn't surprise me if they
Forza.
It wouldn't surprise me if they sort of show off some Forza 7.
Yeah, there'll be a new
stuff.
Forza to demonstrate the power of Scorpio.
Yeah, it wouldn't even surprise me if it comes out this fall with the Scorpio, actually.
Yeah, that's going to be there. Look at this in 4K 60. This'll sexy.
4K 60, it's beautiful. You want to play it.
You can't do this on PlayStation Pro.
Yeah.
I wonder if
I think they'll be showing Sea of Thieves. I think they have to. They'll be pushing that, because that's obviously their rare.
Gonna be there again.
Their rare game. Yeah, I'm really racking my brain for what else they have in the pipeline. Like, what other Microsoft exclusives or first party games will we maybe get? Season 3 of what's the fighting game on Xbox One there? If it hasn't already been announced, I want to say Primal Rage, but I know that's wrong.
A fighting game. Oh, Killer Instinct?
Yeah. That wouldn't surprise me if they announced something like that. Yeah, I don't know, man.
I'm trying to think.
I think there's going to be. It wouldn't surprise me, because they're pretty tight with the Borderlands guys, Gearbox.
Talk for two.
It wouldn't surprise me if they show maybe Borderlands 3 at the Xbox One conference.
That might be.
That wouldn't surprise me.
You know what? That might be something
they come out and
might be something they make a move for to try and get it exclusively. Windows and
maybe
Xbox
not even
One
exclusively. It wouldn't surprise me if it would be like
exclusive content.
DLC and exclusive content, maybe first on Xbox One or something like that.
There are rumors
because I think Borderlands 3 that it will definitely be coming to everything.
Yeah,
because I think they have
especially how bad the other one did. Yeah, that's true. They might be like, hey, only in 4K 60 on Xbox One, and here's exclusive DLC. We'll get it first. That would be a good
first on Xbox.
That'd be a good get. There's strong rumors that Borderlands 3 is going to be at E3.
Yeah.
Keep talking for a second. I'm going to just look at something.
So, yeah, I don't know. I think like I don't know what Microsoft does at this point. Like I'm honestly trying to remember all of the games that they, man, maybe part of it is because like a lot of their games I tend to play on other platforms, aka PC, so I don't think of them as Xbox games.
I was just looking at my Xbox pile of games behind me to try and see. It'd be a cool game to come back, which will never happen. Would be Crimson Skies.
Yeah, you're not the first person to mention that recently, actually.
That's a cool Xbox game.
That was a really good game.
That was from the original Xbox, the real Xbox One.
Yeah. The Duke controller.
Jesus, I still have that thing.
Poor bastard.
Zipper
so yeah, I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me. I think EA will probably be there. They'll be touting like Madden and maybe even what's it called? The football. Jeez, man, my brain does not work tonight at all. FIFA.
No, FIFA's already confirmed as like PlayStation.
Oh, it'll come out on everything.
Oh, yeah.
But it wouldn't surprise me if EA is at the press conference with Microsoft touting it on there.
If Destiny is going to show up on their stage.
I'm pretty sure that they've already confirmed that Destiny is back as a Sony, PlayStation 4
exclusive weapons and bullshit. But I'm just wondering if they're just going to have it on their stage and be like, "Look, it's over here on 4K 60." It's possible, just as like a pain point to poke at Sony. Like, I'm really wondering if Microsoft is, because they've been the underdog. Like, are they going to come out at this press conference and be like, "Look, 4K 60, Sony can't do it, or our competitor can't do this. You play this game only on our console at 4K 60. Like, I wonder if like how they're going to come out, how they're going to tote that line. Are they going to be arrogant about it? Are they going to like poke jabs at Sony their whole press conference? I'm really interested for the tone of the conference as well.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
They're fighting, right? They're in second place, man. They're far behind.
Yeah. This will be very interesting because, to be totally honest, I actually think that Sony has not done a very good job with the PlayStation Pro.
No.
Like, obviously, I don't own one.
I honestly feel like Sony's slid back in the arrogant PS3 era Sony lately. I haven't been very impressed with them at all.
I don't disagree with you. What kind of worries me about the PlayStation Pro is they didn't seem to put... Like, there's one thing I got to give Microsoft is that they do a really good job of saying, okay, this is our new thing. This is how powerful it is. So from this point forward, every single game you release has to do this. Every single game you release has to be this res. Every single game you release has to do like, and they more or less list this stuff all off. And they say, okay, if you're going to put a game out on the Scorpio, these are a minimum set of requirements that you have to do in order to say that this is Scorpio ready. And I feel like Sony, on the other hand, doesn't do that. All they do is they release the hardware and they say, have at her. You can, make sure your games run on this, but that's really about all we care about. And then it's kind of up to the developer to decide whether or not, obviously, yes, their game is going to run on the PlayStation Pro because it's a PlayStation and that's what these things do. But they haven't done a very good job of making sure and standardizing that stuff. So every single game on PlayStation Pro has graphical capabilities that you can change, or every game you can adjust HDR in the game. It's very clunky. Like some games you got to turn on HDR before you go into the game. Some games you can turn it on inside the game. Like they've done, if that's one area where I think that they've really dropped the ball, and they had a great lead. Like they had an opportunity here to walk out of the gate and go, this is why you want a fucking PS4 Pro. These are the reasons. Look at what it can do. Every game runs better. Every game looks better. Even if you got a regular PS4, you want this thing.
Yeah.
Because that was obviously their mantra coming into this. This is when they announced the thing. That was what they were saying. But now here we are 6 months later, or longer actually. It's more like 9 months later. And, I talked to a lot of people that have PS4 Pros, and I listen to a lot of podcasts with people who own PS4 Pros. And a lot of them are going like, outside of the few people that actually own a 4K TV, the people that bought a PS4 Pro and don't, they're going like, I should just use my regular PS4 because this is actually kind of a waste of money. A lot of the games, in fact, actually run worse on the PS4 Pro, at least initially. They usually get patched in and it works better later, etc., etc. But like, so that left a real meh taste in a lot of people's mouths. So I'm curious to watch, like, and I know Microsoft, because this is, like I said, this is the one thing they're good at. They're going to come out on stage and they're going to go, from here on out, now that we've dropped the Scorpio, every game that is Scorpio compatible is going to have this. Every Scorpio game is going to run at least this. Every Scorpio game is going to be HDR enabled. Every game period, you're going to be able to turn this off right here or turn that on right here. And unless Sony can come back and go, hell yeah, us too, that's kind of gonna be a really dark mark on Sony, I think, in at least as far as the PS4 Pro goes, because they're gonna look like they came out of the gate, stumbled and fell on their face, and Microsoft came out of the gate, watched what they did, and said, nah, we got this. It's gonna work way better. It's gonna look better, and we're gonna make sure that, if people are paying more for this thing, that it's gonna be better.
Yeah.
And to be fair, they've had another 2 years essentially, because obviously the final specs of the PS4 Pro had to be locked in almost 2 years ago so that it could go into production, and it's been almost out for a year.
They've been selling okay. 1 in 5 PS4s are PS4 Pros, so they're pretty happy with their numbers. But yeah,
for sure.
Said,
but my question is are the people that bought them happy? Because that's the bigger question.
I'm happy with mine. It looks awesome and everything I play on it is great. But yeah, the support for older games or even some new games has been kind of lackluster. There's a couple of games that have come out that literally there is no difference.
Yeah, and you're also a tinkerer. You're also the type of person that you're going to go and you're going to play with it. You're going to go, oh, well, that doesn't seem right. And then you're going to go into the settings and you're going to mess with that. And then you're going to launch the game again and you're going, there we go. Now it looks proper. A lot of people, man, they're not going to do that. They're just going to fire up the game and expect it to work. And they're going to go, this PS4 Pro doesn't really look any different than my other PS4 did. And I don't know, this is kind of a waste of money. This is stupid. And that's the thing. Again, you and I, we're tinkerers. I'm the same way. I don't mind going in there and fiddling with it and making sure that it's working properly and making sure that it's outputting and it looks good. If I'm your average Joe gamer and I'm just I'm going to buy the PS4 Pro because that's the best one that's out right now, and then, or you have a PS4 and then you decide I want the new one because it's supposed to be better, and then you get it and you're like, well, it looks just the same. You know what I mean, right? That's a pretty crappy situation for Sony to be in, because what happens when they release the PS4 Pro 2 in another 2 years? Everybody's that bought the PS4 Pro is gonna look at it and go well, I already have that, and you don't utilize most of what's in there anyways. Yeah. Why would I buy that one? Whereas if Microsoft comes out with the Project Scorpio and it is actually bigger, shinier, faster, better, which it's going to be, because again, it's had 2 more years almost in the oven, or at least a full year in the oven. That's gonna, for those people at least, they're gonna definitely be more interested in that.
Yeah, I just wonder. I wonder, regardless of how powerful, though, if it's enough, though.
I don't think it is.
Yeah, you know, like in the conversation we have all the time about good enough.
Is a 1080 Ti good enough for 4K 60 and everything? No, it's not. We know this. You can have a PC with crazy cores, and you can have more or less the best gaming rig in the world right now, and if you have a single 1080 Ti, 4K 60 is an awfully hard thing to do in every single video game.
You can in a lot. And console development is they're a little more stringent on getting that shit optimized, but they're turning stuff off to get there, though, right? Like,
but I guess like I said, like we're talking about $1,000 video card
and 4K
versus a $600 or $500 machine.
You know, and 4K 60 isn't the same across the board. There's tricks to get there, right? Your 4K 60 and my 4K 60 can be two different things completely, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's really interesting. The Scorpio. I'm excited to see what it looks like. We already said.
Yeah, me
we
too.
already know I'm going to get one because I'm an idiot. I don't need one. I don't think I've turned my Xbox on in 6 months, maybe 4 or 5 months. Unfortunately.
I turned mine on the other day and did an update.
Well, that's it. Actually, I turned mine on to go play it the other day, and it had like a 6 gig update. And I'm like, what is it? What am I? Is this a PS3? Like, what the hell? Like, remember?
Well, the problem is for me, I have to shut mine off because if I leave it in sleep mode, it fucks with my cable box, and I can't record anything.
It likes to download a lot of shit in the background.
So I have to actually shut my Xbox One off because if I put it in sleep mode, then my cable box is all screwed up. So
I feel like they fucked something up with the wiring at your house.
I don't know.
I don't have to shut mine off, but I shut mine off because it likes to download tons of data and hog all the internet. That's what it does for me.
Oh, okay, interesting.
So, Sony.
So that's kind of Microsoft.
I can't think of it. It's a real struggle to think of anything that could come out of left field. We know most.
I would love to see them like drop some new stuff, new
IP from like
that would be great,
from a cool studio. But I can't even. You can't make up a new IP, so like I have no idea what that would be. They're gonna come out swinging the 4K 60 and games. We know that. It would be really cool if they had some unique IPs because they're really struggling in the IP. There's not a lot there. That's where Sony's really killing them right now.
It's true.
Sony, we know Spider-Man is going to be there. We know God of War is going to be there. God of War is probably going to be playable. They have a giant banner that I think they just put up outside of the
it's like a huge banner, monster banner. Gran Turismo Sports is going to be there because that's going to be launching this fall. It's going to be
playable. Days Gone is going to be there, playable.
I think that they're going to. I think that they're going to talk about VR and how they've sold over 1 million headsets now. And I think they're the number one VR
platform,
sort of manufacturer or platform, if you will, except for maybe the Oculus, the Samsung Oculus thing, the Gear VR. I think they'll probably talk about that. They'll probably have a montage video of some of their VR stuff, but I don't know that they're going to come out and really get to like, this is our next big VR only game, which is kind of worrisome to me. Like I do worry a little bit that they kind of put it out there, put a bunch of money behind it, and they're kind of waiting and seeing, but they're not developing enough.
So we got a question about this. Dustin writes in asking us we're just going to roll it in here because we're talking about it.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
He's asking if we're going to see a big VR push from Sony, and that's what Dane is kind of getting at. I think they're either going to have a segment and they're going to have a new VR IP that they're going to show off. Maybe a couple. And if that doesn't happen, then I have a feeling they'll have very little to no VR stuff in the press conference. If they don't have something new and like a new IP to boast about during the conference, then I feel like they're not going to waste time with it, because VR will probably slow down the flow of the whole press conference. And I think they're going to just want to be coming out bang, 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 game. We have all these coming out. This is exclusive. Yeah. This is exclusive. Look, this is exclusive. Last of Us 2, Spider-Man 4. Look at this. Oh, here's this new IP from...
See, and like, I think they'll probably talk about, like I said, they'll talk, I think that they'll hit on, we've sold 1 million headsets. We're still having a hard time keeping up with demand to produce them, which is actually true. I didn't realize the demand, especially over in Japan still, where if people find out that there is PSVRs at a store, there's a lineup around the block still, and this is 6-8 months later. Like I had no idea the demand in some areas was still that high.
Now they're going to mention, they're going to have a VR section, or else they're going to have really pissed off their VR people. So I really hope.
But like I said, I don't think it's going to be a big thing. I think it'll be more of a montage.
Yeah, it's going to be a montage,
and it'll be
unless they have some really cool new IP. If they have some cool new IP that's like, this is a compelling VR game, like you said, it's going to be montage, and they're not going to slow down the presentation unless they really have something that's like, oh shit.
It wouldn't surprise me if they show off more of Gollum, actually.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
Do you remember I think they showed off a little bit of that. Was that last year?
That was last year?
That wouldn't
was
surprise me if...
PlayStation Experience. One or the other, I can't remember.
That might have been PlayStation Experience. It wouldn't surprise me if they showed that off, maybe even announced a fall.
What would be really awesome would be if they had a VR like API that you can play any game that's not necessarily designed for VR in VR.
Well, I mean, you can kind of do that already.
Not that lame theater mode, like an actual 360 degree like version. That would be awesome.
Yeah,
that would be amazing. Then you could technically,
as cool as that would be, there's no way that's happening.
It would be cool. Hey, this is like predictions, man. This comes true, everyone will be holy shit, Rico. But you know what they're gonna announce or show? Vita 2.
No.
Vita 2 with the power of a PS4 Pro, and it even has a dock, and you slap it. Oh wait, that's just the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if they did that?
There's no way.
There is no way, but could you imagine?
The reason there's no way is because I think that they understand that they're not Nintendo. And let's be honest, they don't support their handhelds very well.
No, the Vita's that is like
one of the biggest.
I don't think I've seen a Vita in a store in ever.
The only thing that I think that they will even mention the Vita is they will be, hey, this is our new game. It's coming out on PS4 and PS4 Pro and Vita. And I think that's the only thing that you're going to hear at their press conference. They're not going to talk about any Vita exclusive games. They might not even say that.
I can't remember if they mentioned the Vita last press conference.
They mentioned games that were coming out to the PS4 and the Vita, and that was as far as much as they talked about the Vita last press conference.
Dare to dream.
I'm hearing that we're probably going to see NAC 2.
Yeah, no one cares about that.
I think that they're probably going to show off more of Detroit Become Human at their press conference. I don't think we're going to see Final Fantasy VII Remake there. I don't know. That game's so far away still. They may just show off a bit more.
Yeah, it's tough because they showed Final Fantasy and like Kingdom Hearts. Like that was like, I think they showed goddamn Kingdom Hearts 3 when I was at the PlayStation press conference in 2013.
Probably, but they just said that that's still another year or two away.
What the F, man?
Because they came out and said that that's probably not till 2018 at this point.
Ridiculous. I wonder if Bethesda's new IP that they're teasing is going to be exclusive. They've never done any exclusive, so probably not. They like money.
No, they like money too much. I think they'll probably either open or close the show with Last of Us 2.
Oh yeah, they're gonna definitely show some Last of Us 2.
That'll be there.
It might be on the show floor, but it'll just be a theater demo, extended theater demo of what everyone sees in the press conference.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't.
They'll have their indies section showing all the indies.
I think it's too soon for them to announce Horizon Zero Dawn 2, but that wouldn't surprise me if that's coming.
Oh, that's a no-brainer.
Maybe that'll be a PlayStation Experience announcement for later on in the year.
Maybe,
I think it's
maybe
just too
Infamous?
soon. You think Sucker Punch? Honestly, I don't know what Sucker Punch is even up to these days.
Because Spider-Man is Insomniac, right?
Yeah.
I think it makes sense timing-wise. Like, the last one came out at the launch.
Yeah, but wait, aren't Sucker Punch? What are they up to these days? Like, I thought they went platform agnostic, didn't they?
No, that's Insomniac. Because they did the whatever that weird freaking game on Xbox, Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Infamous Second Son was 2014, so maybe they're going to release a new Sly Cooper game.
No.
No?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
I actually think that the last Sly Cooper game probably sold better than the last Infamous game.
I don't know. Good game, but I don't think it has the power.
I mean, the last time they released a Sly Cooper game was 2005. That might be them thinking it's time.
Yeah, it's a Sly collection, and I'm looking on their website. It's all Infamous.
Since 2009, it's been all Infamous. But
I would not be surprised if there was a new Infamous announced. The timing seems about right.
2014. That's 3 years. So, yeah. How about this? We'll split the difference. A new game from Sucker Punch.
Yeah, that's what
we'll find out. Maybe what they're up to.
Yeah, for sure. Because you don't go 3 years doing nothing, and there haven't been any emails about shutting them down.
No. Yeah. Well, yeah.
So we know they're working on something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Vita 2. Sweet. I'm trying to think of like classic.
It wouldn't surprise me if they announced that they're going to start making some mobile games.
Yeah, like a little Mabel. Here's a new. They've tried doing mobile and they just fall flat in our face. So we got Gran Turismo, we got God of War.
Mm-hmm.
What's one of their other big? We got Uncharted. We just got on the last Uncharted. We have the mini Uncharted coming out in August. Last of Us. That's pretty much for a lot of their first party stuff. I know there's something we're forgetting.
A lot of their other guys have just finished off like stuff that they just released.
Yeah,
right?
I'm excited to see that Spider-Man.
That looks.
It'd be
amazing.
surprising if it's playable on the show floor, but that would be sweet.
Yeah.
I think that's it for Sony. Getting to Nintendo in their half-hour press conference Tuesday morning.
Here's what I'm going to say about Nintendo.
What are you going to say about Nintendo?
Complete and utter disappointment.
Yeah, they've been pretty disappointing the last few years in their little Nintendo Directs.
Not only that, but like right now, like don't get me wrong. For anybody out there who thinks I hate on Nintendo, I love Nintendo, and this is why I get so frustrated with Nintendo. But like I love my Switch. I own one. I'm glad I have it. It's great. Zelda's amazing. It has its faults, but it's amazing. To me, I see the Switch and I see so many cool fucking things they could do with it. And it just seems like every single time I turn around, Nintendo is making another bonehead move. It's like, hey, we have this little tiny console that we can't sell enough of because people want to fucking buy them like they're fucking candy. So what are we going to do? We're just going to stop making them.
Yeah.
And fuck that because we don't like money. And we're going to release this handheld machine that you can take with you and bring home. And hey, we're going to do a big Pokémon Nintendo Direct this week. I know I'm diving a little bit into the news. And we're not going to announce the good Pokemon games for the freaking Switch. We're going to release them as re-releases for the 3DS again? Like,
Yeah, we're really, I don't know, as a fan of the Pokemon games and a confirmed man-child, I was super disappointed. Like, I'm cool with the Pokkén tournament, the fighting game on Switch, because I didn't get it on Wii U. So that's cool. But that's not the Pokemon game I wanted. I wanted
You wanted a proper Pokemon game on your Switch.
There's rumors of Pokemon Stars. But that being said, there was listings of Switch saying to be announced on the website. They took it down, saying
they've since taken that down and said that was a clerical error.
Maybe hoping if Nintendo doesn't want to piss off their fans, like I really hope that they show a Pokemon game at their Nintendo Direct. That
would
be
at this point,
amazing.
I don't even think they care.
But they gotta have some.
The things they tend to do.
They can't just have a press conference about Mario Odyssey. They gotta have more than that. Like
they're going to talk about, like I said, they're going to talk about Splatoon 2. They're going to talk about Mario Odyssey.
If they talk about ARMS, then I'm going to give their...
They'll probably
I will
talk about some Pikmin or some other 3DS game that nobody gives a shit about.
Yeah. Hopefully they show the next year's Fire Emblem, not the Warriors trash, like the Fire Emblem that everyone wants.
Right. Yeah, actually that was that Fire Emblem Fire Emblem Warriors is going to be a 3DS game
name for it. It's just a mainline Fire Emblem for Switch. They just call it Fire Emblem for Switch 2018.
I mean, we already know Super Mario Odyssey is going to be there and it's going to be playable, because I know that Nintendo Canada they're doing kiosks during
at
E3
Best Buys, right?
At various Best Buys or in two locations across the country, in Toronto and in Vancouver, and they're taking appointments to go play Super Mario Odyssey. So I know that's going to be playable and there. So they're going to be pushing that a lot. So I mean, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's more or less all they're talking about. Because Nintendo's really this has kind of been their motto, is like at E3 and stuff, they're going to talk about the games that are coming out later this year. They don't really seem to talk about what we're bringing out next year or what's in the works, right? They seem to really just focus on like what our fall lineup is and what this year is going to bring, or early next year. But that's kind of been their MO for the last couple of years. So, but yeah, I just, again, like the weird, obviously there's this weird Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle thing, RPG, Ubisoft, Nintendo weirdness thing that we've kind of been seeing hints of and rumors of over the last year or so here. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe that will also come to fruition. But as far as like the big games that people I think want to see, like I don't think that we're going to see them announce a new Smash Brothers. There's pretty much no way in hell they're
nice. I don't think there's going to be a new Smash Brothers. I think it's just going to be, if they do Smash, it's just going to be a re-release with more characters, which is fine. I think people will still be happy with that. New characters, new stages on the Switch. No one's going to complain about that.
I guess, is it because only
modes.
10 million people owned a Wii U?
Maybe new modes. I could see that happening, as opposed to a new game. There's really no point for a new game from ground up. If you add more characters and add more stages and add more modes, it is like a new game using the same engine, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Instead of having to wait another 3 or 4 years, and that's just way too long.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I like Nintendo's in a weird spot. Like,
I hope.
I don't think we're gonna see a Metroid. I don't think.
I'm hoping. Like I said, that
we just had a Mario RPG. Well, Paper Mario, so Mario RPG.
Oh yeah, they're gonna show the Rabbids thing.
So
I don't know if that's gonna be at Ubisoft's press conference. So that might be the cat out of the bag on Monday for that one.
Yeah, maybe
Kingdom Rush. So that we might see that before the actual Nintendo thing. But to knock it out of the park, as a Nintendo fan, they got to show the new Fire Emblem. They got to show the new Pokemon. If they don't show those two things, hardcore fans are going to be pretty disappointed. And if they don't show anything to do or tease a Smash Bros, then I think a lot of the hardcores are going to be really upset. Like, if they show ARMS in their Nintendo Direct, the game comes out on Friday, like, that's just annoying. Like, no, we want new stuff. Like, E3 isn't to push the game that you've been pushing the last couple months already. Like, keep it out.
It wouldn't surprise me though.
No, Nintendo does boneheaded things, but the smart move would be to keep it out of your Nintendo Direct. This is big announcements. Let's not waste anyone's time with that.
It wouldn't surprise me if they maybe show off or announce something on the mobile front, like something about one of their upcoming mobile games as well.
Yeah, they're going to obviously detail their online system probably in much greater depth. They'll probably reveal some of their apps.
I don't know. To be honest, I kind of doubt that. Again, jumping a little bit into our news, they've essentially pushed their online stuff back at like almost an entire year.
Yeah, I think it's not a year; it's 6 months. So I think they're going to show us what's coming, and then because there's going to be two phases of this. There's going to be the free phase that's going to have some of the stuff, and I think they're going to probably show that at E3. That would be the smart move. Yeah, like you said, no Metroid. As much as everyone loves Metroid, and I'm dying for a new Metroid, apparently those games never sold that much, so maybe in another year or two when the Switch is really established, they might dig the vaults and do a Metroid.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, smart move, Smash, Pokemon, and Fire Emblem. Show us some light at the end of the tunnel beyond Mario.
Yeah,
show us some of this online stuff. Yeah. It'll be interesting. It'd be cool if there's some new stuff. But yeah, like you said, it's the Nintendo Directs have been kind of
I don't know. Like I look at Nintendo and it's like they seem to get into these they seem to do these incredible things. And then you're just like, wow, that was brilliant. Like the Switch, like holy crap, the thing's selling like hotcakes and like they're doing so well. And then you start looking at everything surrounding the Switch, how their online is not a thing yet and how it's not going to be a thing for a long time. Hey, we're going to give you free online for now, but in a year we're going to make you pay for it. Okay. Mixed with the bizarre, boneheaded, hey guys, we didn't think about voice chat, so we're going to release this weird Splatoon 2 voice chat setup thing that's going to plug in. One part of it's going to plug into your Switch, and then that's going to go into a breakout box, and then that breakout box is going to plug into your phone, and then your headphones are going to plug into the breakout box too.
Yeah.
And that's how you're going to have to talk to people using your weird phone app, and you're just like, really? Like, you didn't think to put in like Bluetooth audio into this thing? Or you didn't, like, it's stuff like that where I'm just going like, who the hell, like, what, I don't even know what to say. Like,
in your head.
Yeah, like you've like let's be honest, like Microsoft and Sony have been doing, both of them have been doing great online services since 2006, for crying out loud. Microsoft even longer. And Nintendo at this point, this is 2017, they cannot get their online shit together at all. And then on top of that, they didn't even think like, hey man, people might want to voice chat in games.
Yeah,
like, how are they going to do that?
They don't want to let the couch co-op die.
Like,
apparently they get to meet up and hang out and play games together all the time, so they don't care for online.
So, like I said, like it's like I get, like I love Nintendo, but it's like for every step or leap forward Nintendo makes, they seem to then afterwards make 10 small steps backwards, and then you're just left scratching your head going like, who the fuck is running the show over there? Like, how on earth are you not looking at what your competitors are doing, at least from certain aspects of your system, and say, hey, People want to play games online. People want to play Splatoon 2. They want to have voice chat. They want to be able to strategize. We're like, no, we're just not going to think about that until afterwards. And then somebody goes, hey guys, you remember that thing that we didn't talk about? Well, now we need to put that in because people actually want it and use it. And that's a part of this thing. And they go, oh shit. Hey, let's make people use a phone app. Like I understand like most people have phones nowadays, but at the same time, a lot of kids still don't have phones.
No, and I have my phone with me all the time, but I use my phone to check out guides or text people to say, hey, I'm online, jump on the game.
Yeah,
and
I don't want to have to like
the game
freaking
chat.
Use it for my voice chat.
No, with cords coming off of it. And then what? And then the battery on your phone's dead, and then you got to plug your phone in and the weird headset cable, and it just turns into this gong show of wires going all over the place. It's like, no, we have wireless controllers now and wireless headsets. Like, stop it, Nintendo, stop it.
Yeah. So, anyways, like I said, I worry that Nintendo, I'm just gonna walk away from their thing going, huh? What the fuck? Again?
I hope not.
I hope not either, but
it's going to be exciting. I wonder who's going to have the coolest new IP.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's going to be new IPs. We know that. There is every year. I wonder who's going to have the cool one that's like, what is this? This is out of left field. I think Microsoft is going to be aiming for that bar. I feel like that's their challenge. To come.
You think it's too early to see anything about Shenmue 3?
I think they already said they're not going to be at E3. Yeah, they said they're not going to be there.
No,
they're busy. They're busy developing.
It wouldn't surprise me if Kojima comes out and shows off another useless video for Death Stranding at Sony's press conference.
He said Death Stranding's not at E3 already. He had said that like just literally like hours before we sat down.
Yeah,
but who knows?
He's also said lots
liar.
of things because he's Kojima.
Yeah, he's a freaking liar. Like, why he's got stage time on the E3 Coliseum thing? Like, what are you giving an hour to him to talk about?
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, he's got some cool shit to talk about. I'm sure. But
Kojima, I made a Metal Gear. Let's talk about a Metal Gear and how awesome I am. I don't know why he sounds like Mario.
I was gonna say, dude, he's not Italian.
And a bad Italian at that.
Yeah.
Well,
so yeah,
we're gonna find out soon. Oh, so excited and it's gonna be crazy.
I hate you.
Be crazy. I know I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
So
with that, let's get into the news.
Nintendo Switch Online coming 2018 and cost $20 a year. We talked about this. There wasn't a lot of details. There was some details about their apps are coming. There's going to be a limited version of the app, they say, later this summer. See, that's why I say they're going to show some stuff at this thing to do with this, because we're getting into summer. So I imagine they're going to show an iteration of this at E3. And they did kind of talk about classic game selection, which is included. It's not virtual console, but apparently you'll get to download like classic games, and they specifically show Super Mario Bros. 3, Balloon Fight, and Dr. Mario. Now, whether do you keep those? Is it only while you're a current member? I'd imagine it's as you're a member. They make no mention of it being rotating, or they're going to keep adding more a la Netflix style. So very little details, just basically the price. We're going to have limited early versions of our apps later this summer, and it's $20 a year.
Starting next year.
Yeah, free.
That's going to get you online gameplay, online lobby and voice chat app,
and the
classic game selection, Nintendo eShop deals, and then the rest of it will be included in the free stuff.
So basically, hey guys, we have an on the line coming, and it's $20 a year. We're really working on it, and that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to move this up because we're talking about Nintendo.
We'll see.
We kind of talked about the Nintendo They had a Pokemon Direct yesterday. It was. And we kind of glossed over it. Basically, they announced Pokkén Tournament DX coming to Switch in September, and then Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon are coming to 3DS, which are basically semi-sequels, new characters, new storyline. Did it have a release date? I don't think it had a release date. Or if it did, it was, I want to say November 17th.
November 17th.
And then September 22nd for Pokkén Tournament. So, cool, not cool, because everyone wants Pokemon on Switch.
I think it's so weird that you've got a handheld that you want people to buy, but you're gonna keep pumping shit out for the 3DS. And I get it. You want to keep selling 3DSs and 2DSs, and you want people to keep buying those and buying software for them. Like, that's fine. But why are you not putting that out on the Switch 2? Or making a Switch version of it that looks great.
That's their E3 bomb, man. That's what I'm holding hope for. It's E3 bomb. E3 bomb. Blizzard announced a new hero. Is it Malthael? What? The main bad guy from Diablo 3? From the expansion?
He's the guy from the expansion.
I don't know how you pronounce his name.
I didn't play Malthael. I want to say.
Yeah, he's the end guy in the new expansion. I can't even remember the name of the expansion. I'm having a total brain fart.
He's a badass. That's Reaper of Souls.
That's it.
He is literally the Reaper of Souls.
He's coming.
So he's got some super cool power. They haven't announced a date yet. They've just essentially said, like, he's the next hero. He's on the way. They haven't said when, but typically, from what I understand, usually when they announce it, it's usually not too far behind. So I'm hearing probably in the next couple weeks here. It sounds like most of his abilities are soul related.
Yeah, he's
so
an awesome.
Do like a soul rip and wraith strikes and death shrouds, and it looks pretty cool. He's a melee assassin. It looks like he does quite a bit of damage.
He's an amazing character, and just an amazingly designed character.
Yeah, he looks super badass. So
that's cool.
Yeah, so he'll be the next one that they're releasing for Heroes of the Storm.
Ninja Theory's new game Hellblade had a new trailer, and they announced a release date, August. This was in the E3 press conference. I think it was just sizzle reel last year.
Yeah, I remember sort of touching upon
this. It looks very Dark Souls-esque, but apparently it isn't what you expect.
I've heard that. It's
watching this trailer,
kind of psychological from what I understand, or something. I don't know.
Watching this trailer, it sure as hell looks like a freaking Dark Souls game. Very cinematic. It's just a team of 20 guys, apparently. Their goal is, to make like a AAA experience, but they were calling it like a mid-tier AAA experience. It's half the size, hence half the price. It's only $30, and they're just like, yeah, we're just making this game, our small studio, and since it's not as big as your regular AAA game, we're not charging as much. But if we get good support on this, it's gonna entitle us or enable us to make our next game. Cool. It was a cool video. It looks like a neat game. It looks pretty neat.
Yeah, it looks interesting. I watched the trailer and I was kind of going like,
that's going to be on the show floor at E3. I wouldn't doubt.
Yeah.
Middle-earth, Shadow of War has been delayed to October.
It's sad,
slated for August, which I was happy about because then it would have been on its own. Monolith, the developer, basically said they want to make it the best game it can be, and they need a little more time to work on it. So they had a very apologetic post on their forums, which is, I kind of think it's cool the way that they released this news, that they did it on their forums and not in a press release, because it's like a message to their fans as opposed to catering to the industry. I thought that was kind of cool. I like that because we're not looking to make a story out of it. We're apologizing to our fans because we want to get it to them as soon as possible, right? That game looks
for sure.
badass. That's most.
Yeah, that game looks great.
BD3. Hopefully, there isn't an insane lineup.
Yeah, they've pretty much said that it's They
I don't know if I'm
said exactly that they've got a bunch to show.
I don't know if I'll wait in a lineup for that because it's kind. Shit! I almost spilled my drink. It's kind. It's kind.
Alcohol abuse.
I know. I totally punched my cup. I was just reaching. It's kind of a known quantity. Obviously, it's got new systems and stuff, but we've played the first game, so it's going to be more and new, right? So it's like, I won't die if I don't play it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. So something I wanted to add here as well. Final Fantasy announced that Dissidia Final Fantasy NT, which is the third fighting game featuring characters pulled from across all of the Final Fantasy role-playing games, will be released on the PS4 early 2018.
Yeah, I was working on a story for that, but I didn't get out. It's been out in the arcades in Japan for, I think, a year or two now. These were on the first iterations of this are from PSP. They're PSP.
Yeah,
games.
the first game came out on the PSP.
Yeah. They were cool. I like them.
This one's being designed by Ninja Theory, which is the same guys that did Ninja Gaiden and Dead or Alive, sorry. So that's pretty cool. Those guys, they know how to make combat feel real good. So I'm hoping that
Ninja Theory, you mean
that they do a good job.
Team Ninja.
Yes, I do mean Team Ninja.
Ninja Theory, Team Ninja.
My bad.
Too many ninjas in this podcast.
Too many ninjas. You're a ninja. I'm a ninja. Everybody's a ninja.
Yeah.
So this is the classic 3-on-3, 3v3 battles. So yeah. So that'll be kind of cool.
Yeah, I didn't think that was coming out on PS4. I knew it was in arcades, and I'm like, oh, I guess that's just going to be an arcade game from here on out.
So that wouldn't actually surprise me now that we're talking back about it. That wouldn't surprise me if it's at Sony's press conference to show off a little bit.
Yeah. Considering they revealed it, it's probably just going to be in the sizzle reel, or at least on the show floor. Did you... the next Need for Speed was announced. They released a trailer.
That's the thing that they did.
And release date coming November 10th. Excuse me, Xbox.
Need for Speed Payback.
Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC. It looks very Burnout-esque. There's crazy-ass accidents happening.
It looks like it's got quite the story mode, which I guess they tried to kind of do in the last Need for Speed game that I did not play. I don't know.
A lot of wrecks in this video that look very Burnout-esque.
This to me, I actually was watching it and I was thinking to myself, are they trying to make a Fast and the Furious video game without calling it the Fast and the Furious?
I think that's what they've tried a couple times now.
Yeah, this felt even more so when I watched the trailer. It really jumped out at me.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, hey, man, not my jam, but if it's your jam, then
looks
sweet.
Cooler than the last one. I'm like, oh, this looks actually kind of cool. I probably would watch this.
Yeah, fair enough.
Watch this, play this. You wrote this one. Extinction is announced, coming out for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. What is this game?
From the guys over at Iron Galaxy. Extinction is like a crazy looking, kind of reminds me almost like a little bit God of War-esque. Essentially you're fighting these giant ogres that are 140 feet tall, kind of a thing. They're saying it's got it's a single player, 150 foot tall ogres mixed with armies of their minions. A little bit from the trailer and stuff, they've only essentially shown their cinematic trailer. They will be showing off gameplay trailers at E3. So we're, a little bit, but it looks like it's a fairly large, of course, everybody's doing the whole open world type thing. They're saying that you're going to be able to move freely around a fully destructible environment and use objects. custom battles. They got various game modes. They're doing like side missions that's going to have a big, deep story campaign where you're one of the few humans left as part of this order out there to try and protect the human race. So you're a total badass with a really cool sword, and it's in the video. It's pretty cool. Apparently, one of the big things that they're touting in this game is the enemies, especially the big ogres. Actually, you'll be able to like sever limbs and stuff.
Yeah, I'm watching the trailer as you speak right now, and
he cuts off the arm, and then the ogre grows it back. But I guess from what I read, apparently one of the things is that you'll be able to dismember and disarm your opponent, and that's actually kind of a way that you wear them down before you can finally defeat them. So yeah, it looks pretty cool. So this is, like I said, coming out of Iron Galaxy, which is David Lang's studio with the guys over in Chicago. They're the guys that did Heel Kick. I didn't realize I actually was looking them up the other day. Yeah, why did I say Heel Kick?
Because of the movie that Game Over Greggy's been promoting.
Yeah, yeah, that's actually a friend of mine. The two guys that are created that are friends of mine.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, Heel Kick.
It kind of looks like a more action-based, a more fast action-based version of like Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah, it's like Shadow of the Colossus mixed with God of War
absolutely,
almost. Yeah, it looks cool. I'm actually really looking forward to seeing more about that at E3 and seeing like sort of what the gameplay looks like. I saw a
tweet from one Adam Boys who works for for Iron Galaxy, which is the guys working on this. He was at Sony today, so maybe he's.
Well, it is coming out on all of the platforms: the PS4, Xbox One, and PC. So,
so maybe it's going to be on the Sony press conference.
I mean, he did used to run, a large chunk of Sony. So, yeah. And this last story is near and dear to my heart, and I'm very excited about this. Full disclosure, I kickstarted this game. The first and only video game I've ever kickstarted, and if I have to be totally honest, the reason I kickstarted it is because I wanted the final 3 issues of the comic book that I was promised if I Kickstarter backed it. But Battle Chasers Nightwar
Kickstarter goals.
Yep, I found the tier that allowed me to get the additional 3 issues of the comic book, and I was like, that's the one I'm going to buy. I get the game and the comic books and some other stuff, which is super cool.
Yeah, so Battle Chasers got a release date. Coming, October 3rd, Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and PC. So, Dane, which version did you pick?
I picked the Switch version, actually.
Nice.
Yeah, I was gonna, like, initially when they announced this, I was PS4 all the way for sure. But seeing how much my wife has been playing my PS4 and how I have not really been playing my PS4, and then after I put a poll out there and asked what the people thought, I decided that the Switch version was the one that I would put in for.
This game would be awesome on Switch.
That's kind of what I think
on your
too.
Breaks
it's
at work, come home, slap it in the dock, or just just take that beautiful artwork with you everywhere you go.
Yep. So for anybody who doesn't know, it's kind of a old school turn-based RPG that's being set in the Battle Chasers comic book universe. Joe Mad is he's one of the creators. Well, he is the creator of the Battle Chasers comic books. He's doing the art direction and his brother's involved. So that's a whole super cool. They kind of going a little bit old school with it. It's got like super high res, gorgeous art. But they kind of went old school style with the turn-based battle systems. We got a chance to play this last year at PAX, actually, and I totally played through the demo, loved every minute of it. Can't wait for it to come out. Good. Yeah, it's cool.
It's a gorgeous game too. The art style is just freaking awesome.
Easily one of the prettiest
so cool
games,
too, because that studio's like him, his brother.
Airship Syndicate. They're super cool stuff, man.
They're back east, right? Aren't they in Toronto? Are they Canadian? Or am I mixing stuff up?
No, they're down in the U.S.
They're definitely back east somewhere.
Actually, I think they're down more south, to be honest with you.
But they're Portuguese, isn't that? That's it. That's the cool thing that makes them really cool.
The Madeiras are Portuguese, yes. Joe and his brother Steve are Portuguese.
We were talking about that at PAX when I was talking to him.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I'm going to pick that up on Switch. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's it for news. Public service announcement. Not that anyone's going to care. Battleborn multiplayer has gone free. Play some Battleborn because no one else is. I don't know. I just didn't like this game.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know. You can play it for free. Any characters that you play, they're doing the whole hero rotation thing, so you can play any of the heroes for free on whatever rotation they have that week. So they'll have 6 free heroes out each week. There's currently a total of 30 altogether. So if you level up one of those characters and then they go non-free for a little while and then they come back, your progress will be saved, which is cool.
And that's already started on Xbox One and PC.
And PS4 in North America.
Yeah, worldwide on Xbox One and PC.
Yeah.
So, rotating 6 characters saves your progress. All multiplayer is essentially free. So, yeah, it's essentially become free to play.
So, and it sounds like they're doing, they're changing, at least in the free version, they're calling it a free trial, but for people that want to play it for free, it looks like there's also rotating gameplay modes and maps. So it doesn't look like you're just going to be able to play every mode and map with just the 6 characters. But, hey, if it's something that you were interested in or kind of curious to try, at least you don't have to pay money for it.
Yeah.
I mean, the Battleborn thing is a weird one because, I like the art. Obviously, I like a lot of stuff that the Gearbox guys have done, but it just didn't really resonate with me. It was this weird sort of MOBA hybrid thing.
They were trying to create it. They were trying to create a genre. They were trying to ride the MOBA hype train, hoping that it would become a League of Legends. It doesn't have the depth or anything that. It's not a MOBA, but then it's like, it's not Borderlands 3, which is what all their fans want. So it's like, it looks cool. It plays well. It's just not the game anyone wanted. Everyone was.
Yeah, it's a weird thing.
Yeah, it sucks. No, I don't think. Well, I don't know if they had layoffs or not. I can't remember. They probably did, but pretty sure they're working on Borderlands 3 to fix that. But if you never played it, now you can try it for free. Yeah,
for free,
because there isn't enough games already. I guess that's it. We can go into our question section. We don't need to talk about what you put in the free for all. No, that might be spoilers, but glad you're happy.
That was more or less just for me and you.
We answered our first question from Dustin about the PSVR. Oh, we didn't answer the second part. Well, we kind of did. You kind of went over it. Dane doesn't think Microsoft will have any VR stuff at their press conference. I saw a rumor today that they might have a wireless headset, and maybe that's them going to drop a bomb on Oculus, HTC, and Sony, because if clearly the Scorpio can power VR. They have alluded to VR in the past, but whether they have anything at the press conference, I don't know. If they have a wireless headset, it might be like a bomb they might want to drop and be like, look, we got better screens, we got this awesome Scorpio system powering it, and it's wireless. That could go a long way.
Like I said before, this totally goes in with their their current VR strategy, and that is they want to get out what they're calling their mixed reality headsets. And they essentially said during their Microsoft conference earlier in the year that one of the things that they felt was important was making it less wieldy, aka wireless. So yeah, that wouldn't really surprise me. But I don't necessarily know if that's going to be something that they're going to be showing off this year.
Yeah. It would be
because they're already, like I said, they're talking about the mixed reality VR.
They apparently have a partnership with Oculus, right?
They have some sort of partnership with Oculus because whenever you buy an Oculus Rift, you get an Xbox One controller in the box. I don't know. Like, I go two ways with this. Like, it looks to me, based upon what they were saying earlier at their own conference, that they're working on what they're calling mixed reality.
Yeah, they want to leapfrog past the current reality and have their cool.
Yeah, and that's they're already building that into Windows 10, and it's their headset is its own thing, and it doesn't need like a crazy PC to run it, and so that to me would make the most sense if you're going that route. Why wouldn't you want to add that into your Xbox One? That being said, there's this little part of me that feels like maybe, just maybe, because they don't want to feel totally left out, that they maybe also say that they're going to be compatible with Oculus. I think that that's a little bit more out there, but at the same time, it's plausible maybe. But the thing is you also have to remember is that while they may have had an agreement with Oculus a year ago or whatever when they signed that deal, Oculus right now, you don't really want to get in bed with them because Bethesda just sued them for like $1 billion. And
yeah, I forgot about that already.
and so ultimately, I don't really know if you want to be getting in bed with them at the moment because we're still sort of waiting for all that to shake out. I mean, like I said, they lost to Bethesda and they're going to have to pay them a lot of money, but they're already looking at, from what I'm hearing, they're probably going to be selling or suing Samsung over the Gear VR stuff, which is, of course, using Oculus technology.
Oculus isn't even at E3 this year.
So, yeah. So it's a weird thing. Like I said, where I don't know, with everything that's going on with VR, at least in Oculus's court, it
would be cool if...
It would be cool, but I'm very, very doubtful.
Like, seeing where the positions Microsoft is in, and they're past like mixed up messaging, they probably don't really want to dilute the message of best place to play console games with the Scorpio. So
yeah, and I mean, they just earlier today filed a trademark for something that they're calling direct reality, which is apparently related to gaming. Apparently the trademark covers computer game software and something to do with computer software for holographic applications. So that sounds, very much like maybe what they're going to be turning their HoloLens technology into. Yeah. But as to whether or not, I think that they're going to announce anything with that this E3, I'm really skeptical.
So no.
like I said, They've said that Scorpio will support VR, but what that's going to look like, I honestly don't think that we're going to find out this year. But like I said, there's a small chance that if they feel that VR is something that is taking off and they don't want to, essentially get left behind, then maybe they'll have a stopgap in place until theirs is ready to go. I don't know. That's kind of what I see happening.
And
but
if we're wrong, just make fun of us next week.
Yeah, exactly.
Brian writes in, does hearing leaks prior to E3 heighten the anticipation for the particular announcement, or does it ruin the surprise? I hate leaks before E3. They ruin the surprise. Like, I like seeing the big high def proper reveal with all the drama surrounding it at a press conference. Seeing poster leaks and other stuff, I feel like it just kind of ruins it for me. It's like, oh, like, it's cool, like, oh, awesome, that game is kind of like, I like leaks early in the year or like late in the year, like not before any like big press conferences like E3 are fine, because that's cool. But when it comes to E3, right, I love the bomb, all these bombs getting dropped. So it does ruin some of the excitement and anticipation for me personally.
Okay, that's fair. I guess for me, when I see a leak, it depends on the leak. I think, like, sometimes it's a piece of paper with a possibility of something being on it, and that in some ways almost adds to the mystique.
Yeah, some of those have turned out to be fake though. So those ones
exactly, right. So you never really know. So those are leaks, but they're not leaks. The ones that like full on come out and you already got screenshots and video clips and it's all but a sure thing. I'm with you on that. It's
today,
kind of a bummer.
Assassin's Creed pre-order card from Target leaked,
right?
With the title and logo and everything. It's like, oh yeah, it's no.
I mean, unfortunately, that was sort of we knew that was happening before, but yeah, no, overall, I would like to let those companies, they work hard to put it into a thing to get it out to you and to do it in such a way that they want to surprise you and they want it to be a spectacle, and I'm okay with that, and I'm down for them to let them do that for me. So if that's, when Sony did their big press conference a few years ago with all the like game for you and a game for you and a game for you, and this game that you never thought was coming is on the way, and that other game that you thought wasn't coming is on the way. I think part of what made that so incredible was the fact that they'd managed to not have any leaks about that stuff, and it was such a shock. Yeah. And that's cool when they can actually make that happen. That's, I don't know, it's special, and it makes for those super special moments. I feel like for me, I will always remember the PlayStation 4 launch E3 because it was so holy shit. Are you kidding me? That they're going to do that? Oh my God. They're going to do that. And it as a gamer, it almost took my breath away, So yeah, I like that when that happens, and it so rarely happens anymore that when it does, it's super cool. So, when I was younger and the internet wasn't nearly as big of a thing, and obviously internet video wasn't really a thing, you still had that. The press conference would happen and there was still tons of surprises, and it was cool. And so I guess, at least for our generation where we grew up with a lot of that being a surprise, I think there's parts of me that miss that. So when it does happen, it's super cool. So yeah, we don't like leaks. I hope that
they ruin the excitement.
Yeah.
I think with that, my friend, we have a show. Episode 110.
There you go.
Gigabits and in your ear holes and on the internet. You can follow me on Twitter at RickF, RICF.
You can come bug me on Twitter at Dane Cody, at DAYNECODY.
Make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube. It's Geekoholics at all three. And if you have the opportunity, review us on iTunes or any place that serves podcasts, as reviews help us get new listeners. And, we want to drive other people crazy out there with our ridiculous statements and opinions.
And if you don't use iTunes, like some of us, if you got an Android phone, you use Google Audio or Google Music, we are also on there. You just search Geekoholics, and you will find us on there as well.
Yeah. Hit me up on Twitter if you got any E3 questions or things you need me to check out. I will be there Monday next week. I will unfortunately not be attending the Sony press conference, but I've got some appointments. Nintendo, Microsoft, Activision, so I'm sure I'll see everything there. Whether I play all of it, I don't know how crazy it's going to be with all these public 15,000 people they added in. I don't remember it being too crazy 3 or 4 years ago, but I think it's consistently gotten busier and busier. So we'll see. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm thinking I might take my camera around and kind of vlog style and just be an idiot on the show floor. I don't know if anyone is really interested in seeing my ugly mug.
You don't really have to try to do that. That's just going to happen anyway.
Yeah.
So.
If you guys want to see that, let me know on Twitter. If you guys want to see me doing vlog style stuff in front of booths and just giving my hot takes, quick little videos, let me know and I will do it. If I don't hear any yays on that, then maybe I'll just hold off. We haven't figured out how we're going to cover this next week. With me being there, it might make recording the podcast a challenge. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, anyway, thanks everyone for listening. Until next week, I'm going to say we're out.
E3. Getting head for some chick he know. See, it's all about the cheddar. Nobody do it better. Going back to Cali, strictly for the weather. Women and the weed, sticky green. No seed, bitch, please. Papa ain't soft, dead up in the hood. Ain't no love lost. Got me mixed up, you drunk them licks up. Mad cause I got my dick sucked and my balls licked. Forfeit, the game is mine. I'ma spell my name one more time. Check it. It's the N-O-T-O-R-I-O-U-S. You just lay down slow. Recognize a real dawn when you see one. Sipping on booze in the house of blues. I'm going back to Cali. 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 If I got to choose the coast, I got to choose the east. I live out there, so don't go there. But that don't mean a nigga can't rest in the west. See some nice breast in the west. Smoke some nice sets in the west. Y'all niggas is a mess, thinking I'm gon' stop. Giving LA props. All I got is beef with those that violate me. I shall annihilate thee. Case closed, suitcase filled with clothes. Linens and things, I'll begin things. People start to flash. 818-213s, 313s, B.I.G. Frequently floss holes at Roscoe's. If I want a squirter, take her to Fat Burger. Spend about a week on Venice Beach. Sipping Cristo with some freaks from Frisco. I'm going back to Cali. 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 Cali got gunplay, models on the runway, scream Biggie, give me one more chance. I be whipping on the freeway, the NYC way, on the celly with my homeboy Lance. Pass hands from left to right, only got 5 blunts left to light. I'm set tonight, better visit the Versace store. Says he suck it till I ain't got no more. Only in LA, bust on bitches ballet, rub it in their tummy, lick it, say it's yummy, then fuck your man. What's your plan? Is it to rock the tri-state? Almost gold, 5 G's to show gate, or do you wanna see about 7 digits? Fuck holy exquisite, Cali, great place to visit. I'm going back to Cali. I'm going